You have the same damn thing.
But look at this.
I know. It's the same damn thing here too, like little tiny ridges.
Yeah, but this one doesn't even change levels. But
It's just a ridge in the corner.
A point.
Yeah, and here too.
Yeah. Like this is telling us something about how it was done.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, that's what we're talking about.
Now we're talking about. This is what I'm talking about.
Whoa!
I wanted to get back to this wall particularly because up here is where the stones are broken and you can see the real gaps between them. And these are fat stones too. They go in a long way, and we'll see. Look at the curvature on this. See if you can see that. Like, Russ, you get a shot of this. Look at the join here between these two stones, right? I mean,
oh yeah.
Yeah, these are scoop marks. This is
Give us some,
scoop marks here, like literally like the quarry in
Yeah.
S1. This is, these are scoops here, and you see it on. This is crazy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
There's a lip that formed, and this is the inside, because I love how this is rebuilt. You can feel the smoothness. Look at the angle change here too. Like, see this? It goes from like this angle, and then it widens and goes straight again.
Yeah, look at that
So
one.
not only, well, the angle changes, but the face angle changes as well.
Yeah.
It's not just the angle of the line; it's the face angle does this. It
Yes.
starts here, and then it flattens out and goes this way. Which I don't know how you'd make it so perfect. And through the depth of the
this is
the join.
this is amazing.
Welcome back to UnchartedX. This is Ben, and I hope that everyone out there is doing well. In this video, I want to share a walk and talk around one of my favorite places in the whole world, the incredible city of Cusco, located high in the Andes mountain range in Peru. I was here for several days back in January of 2025, and I was joined by my good friend Russ Allen of the Brothers of the Serpent podcast, along with our mate Matt, who some of you may recognize as Professor Shy from his appearances on the aforementioned Snake Bros podcast.
To me, it looks like this one, they melted too long.
Yeah.
This one solidified. This one was stuck
This is going on the
in the
internet.
liquid phase too long and kind of drooped.
Yes, thank you, Professor Shy.
Clearly.
This is definitely going on the internet. Yes.
Clearly.
Yeah.
I say mate, but honestly, I'm kind of reevaluating that, given how maniacally entertained he was watching me and Russ nearly get squished by a truck.
Gracias. Oh, there it goes.
That was close.
Guiding us on this trip was another friend, Rogelio Tapia, an Alante Tambo local and an expert on the history of this region, someone that I've known since around 2013, having met him back when I first visited Peru and Bolivia along with Graham Hancock, which was quite a formative experience for me. Rojo has great insights into Peru. He knows where all of the interesting off-the-beaten-track spots are, and during the 10 days or so that we spent down there scouting in Peru, we got to some super interesting places, like hiking up to the quarry for the massive granite blocks of Alante Tambo, where, not for nothing, we found scoop marks on huge quarried stones that match what we can see in the quarries and stonework of ancient Egypt, particularly at Aswan. We also found endless examples of the reuse and renovation of ancient megalithic blocks and structures in the streets and buildings of towns like Alante Tambo or Cusco, as well as those in Tiwanaku in Bolivia. I've got a lot of great footage and recorded audio discussion from this trip, but today we're focusing on Cusco, which, at least to me, is a very key piece to understanding what might have happened in the very ancient and mysterious past of the Sacred Valley. The sheer uniqueness of Cusco is what makes it one of my favorite places in the world, a true megalithic city that's still vibrantly active and alive. Nowhere else can you find this particular combination of architecture, megalithic construction, Inca, colonial Spanish, and then modern, all built on top of each other. At 3,400 meters or 11,200 feet in altitude, Cusco sits in a small mountain valley, surrounded by peaks bristling with famous sites like Sacsayhuaman, Kenko, and Zone X. Originally, all of these sites were likely one and the same thing, with Sacsayhuaman flowing down the hill and connecting to the many megalithic plazas and structures in Cusco like the Coricancha. In previous years, I have explored the hillside that leads up to Sacsayhuaman with Brian Forrester, and in various places, like the backyard of this small B&B, you can find remnants and evidence for this same megalithic stonework. Thousands and thousands of tons of this ancient megalithic stonework, in the form of these remarkably well-made andesite or granite blocks, were taken and used by the Spanish to renovate the many plazas and to build the many churches and structures that are still standing in Cusco. Turns out megalithic structures are a very convenient source of building material, and the colonial Spanish style is defined by its use of plaster or concrete along with the ancient stones, which is evident on a lot of this architecture, and it stands in contrast to the far more precisely structured and mortarless original megalithic walls.
I'll go behind you.
Colonial Spanish with concrete. And then megalithic.
Wow, this is amazing, isn't it? Yeah, I didn't even notice it was here.
As you might know if you've watched this channel before, context matters, and we've got to go through some of it to properly frame and understand what we can see here in the streets of Cusco. The Spanish conquest of the Inca in the 1500s AD, along with what was done to the other cultures of Central and South America like the Maya and the Aztec, was an incredibly destructive period. I don't think it's hyperbole to call it a massive crime against humanity, with not only architecture being destroyed, but entire cultures, histories, and peoples being erased along with it, all in the name of religious zealotry. The net effect of this, with only scant accounts and documentation of the Inca culture coming from this period, is that we're left with an awful lot of unknowns about the true origins and history of this region. Generally speaking, from the Orthodox perspective, pretty much all of the architecture in Cusco and the Sacred Valley is attributed to the Inca. Now, this is a generalization, and it's not without its exceptions, attributing this site or this architecture or that to the various recent precursor Inca civilizations and cultures. But it's true to say that in this day and age, the quote-unquote official version of history does not credit the idea of a potentially vastly ancient megalithic culture existing in this part of South America. This wasn't always the case, as I've documented in previous videos. Figures like Sir Clements Markham, Hiram Bingham, and even some Spanish accounts coming from the Inca themselves all suggest that indeed there was at least one, potentially even more, advanced, very ancient cultures once extant in this area, and they likely built the megalithic stonework and foundations that are still seen on many sites, and indeed in towns and cities like Cusco. This idea is further reinforced with an open-minded investigation of the stonework itself, along with an honest evaluation of it against the known tools and capabilities of the Inca Empire. The Inca were a successful and flourishing civilization by all accounts, in many ways quite progressive and advanced. The way they treated women, for example, and in their terracing, in their agricultural practices, in their organization and social structures. But from a purely technological point of view, they were barely even in the Bronze Age. Stone and bronze tools, obsidian blades, primitive pottery, wooden structures and braided ropes were the tools of trade. There is no evidence that they had any use of the wheel, no force multipliers like pulleys, nor anything suggesting the sort of sophisticated logistics required to achieve feats like moving the great stones of Sacsayhuaman or Ollantaytambo from their quarries into place, which were often many miles away, and some of these stones were well into the 100 to 200 ton range. It gets even more mind-boggling when we consider the precision with which these stones were carved and placed. And as we get into this video and look at some of the examples that we could see in the streets of Cusco, please do keep this primitive capability and toolset in mind, as no one has ever suggested the Inca had access to anything beyond flint and bronze chisels and pounding stones. The stonework itself across pretty much all of Cusco and the Sacred Valley also tells a very different story. I've gone into the categorization of building styles in some depth in one of my very first videos, this one, and to be honest, it probably needs an update and a redo, but I favour the classification system used by Jesus Gamarra and his father Alfredo, who have been studying the architecture of this region for many decades now. Here's a super quick crash course in what these sites will show you, but check that video out if you're looking for more detail on this classification system. There are 3 very obvious categories of architecture evident in the Sacred Valley. This is one of those things that once you see it, you can't unsee it, and it becomes even more obvious. These categories are always in the same layered order, and it's evident that each one was likely done at a different point in time, and each one built upon, in quite a respectful, even protective manner, the layer that preceded it. The bottom, and what is evidently the most ancient layer, is known as Hanan Pacha. This is the monolithic work, carved from the living bedrock of the mountain itself. It's exemplified by a frankly baffling array of carved shapes, steps, curves, circles, channels, some things that seem to be altars, like this amazing part of Kenko, others that are known as Inca thrones, like these shapes at Sacsayhuaman. Some say that these shapes are all quarries, but they really aren't. That's just frankly an oversimplified excuse to dismiss any intent or design behind these remarkable formations. Carved bedrock like this part of Ollantay Tambo shows that this wasn't a quarry, it's intentional shaping. Think about it, if you're trying to extract a block here, how exactly are you making the back cut? This is intentional shaping. Not to mention other features in Hanan Pacha like bedrock nubs or the almost playful arrangement of carved shapes and channels at places like Little Kenko. Hanan Pacha itself looks vastly ancient. In many places it's extremely eroded, if not seemingly subjected to some sort of catastrophic damage. The stone that forms these shapes that have been carved into bedrock almost look like they were flowing at some point. Often you will find vitrified stone, which has these shiny surfaces, and just how this occurred is a real mystery. When found with these other styles, Hanan Pacha is always the lowest layer. It very much seems to be the oldest, and it's also treated with great respect by the other later styles, with a reverent and almost gentle form of circular protection building on top of and around these ancient sites. It's not as if this is a purely Peruvian phenomenon either. You can find similar Hanan Pacha architecture in places like the subterranean chamber of the Great Pyramid that stands on the Giza Plateau, or at the Temple of the Mount and the Foundation Stone in Jerusalem. The second style is one that will be far more familiar to most people. It's known as Uran Pacha, and it's the cellular megalithic stonework that is comprised of incredibly precisely fitted mortarless stone blocks made from a single type of very hard rock like granite or andesite, and that is often brought in long distances from a quarry. Uran Pacha shares many characteristics with the older Hanan Pacha architecture. You can find vitrified stone blocks with their shiny surfaces. You can also find blocks that seem to have been subjected to heavy or catastrophic damage. And significantly, you can also find the iconic stone nubs on both of these types of stonework. In Peru, as you'll see in this video, Uran Pacha walls have often been rebuilt, or the blocks have been taken and used in later constructions. And not just by the Spanish, but before them, as you'll see, by the Inca as well. Obviously, this style of wall building shares its characteristics with many other stoneworks found in locations all around the world. The megalithic granite blocks with their nubs at the Menkaure Pyramid on the Giza Plateau. The stone walls that you can find on Easter Island under the Moai, as well as various sites in Turkey, Lebanon, or elsewhere. As you'll see in this video, on these megalithic walls in Cusco, we found another, what I would call quite significant connection and similarity to the stonework in ancient Egypt.
This is
Give us some
scoop marks here, like literally like the quarry in this one. This is,
Wow.
these are scoops here, and you see it on, this is crazy.
Yeah.
In the Sacred Valley, when Hanan Pacha is present, Uran Pacha is always found on top of it, or surrounding it, protecting and building upon the bedrock shapes and forms of the monolithic stone. While it seems possible that these two ancient styles were done by the same people, I'm really not sure that's the case. There is a quite apparent erosional and age difference, at least visually, but it's hard to make any real sense of it. I suspect that these two styles could have been separated by many thousands of years. When it's found on its own, as is common in the streets of Cusco, you'll see that these megalithic Urunpacha walls form the bottom layer, always beneath and prior to the third style of architecture, which is known as Ucunpacha, which is, frankly speaking, the Inca style. This construction method is characterized by walls and structures that are made from smaller local stones, cobblestones, often put together with mud mortar and roughly shaped blocks. No vitrification, no nubs, no precision joins. It very much matches the known capability of the Inca civilization. And there's a vast amount of this style of stonework to be found in this part of Peru. Miles and miles of terraced walls throughout the Sacred Valley reflect this style. Most of Machu Picchu, outside of the megalithic core, reflect this Inca style. Indeed, I think the Inca did build most of Machu Picchu, but they did so around a pre-existing megalithic core infrastructure. And this is a topic that I explore in detail in these two videos on that site. In other places, like on the megalithic walls of Sacsayhuaman or the reconstructed temples of Ollantaytambo, you can clearly see how Ucunpacha, the Inca style, has been used to repair and renovate older and more complex and sophisticated structures. It's entirely obvious to me that the Inca were using this style to repair and build on top of the megalithic precursor work. Evidently, the Inca would rebuild broken megalithic walls as best as they could, even imitating their work occasionally, as we'll get into, and they seem to have shown the same reverence and respect for the earlier work that we can find with Urunpacha, continuing the themes of circular protection and preservation, honouring the older and more complex stonework. If they couldn't rebuild an older, ruined megalithic wall, the Inca would take the stones and use them in their own constructions. You often see Urunpacha blocks used as the lintels of doorways, or walls that are made from both precision-shaped megalithic blocks and local cobblestones. Like I said earlier, once you see these styles, you just can't unsee them. Remember, the Inca were only around for a couple hundred years, and only just made it into the Bronze Age. The technological gap between these styles is, frankly, blatantly obvious here, and we'll explore that further in this walk and talk around the streets of Cusco. So you might be thinking that all of this just sounds like nonsense, that there's no way that when the Inca came up from the south into the Sacred Valley, that they found an abandoned and partially destroyed megalithic city that they then made their capital. Surely they just built it all and just somehow decided to make it all out of these very different styles of stonework, right? Some sort of organic style that encompasses all styles. Some of these Inca stonemasons really just got down with their flint chisels and pounding stones, and some of the other dudes, I guess, just really couldn't be bothered, I suppose. No kidding, I've actually heard this explanation offered up from some people and some guides in Peru, this sort of all-encompassing organic style to explain everything we see here. And I think this explanation is right up there with Zahi Hawassa's National Project Bro catch-all explanation in terms of sheer delusion. To be honest, I really don't know how anyone with half a brain can look at these vastly different styles of stonework in Peru, along with the erosional evidence, and come to the conclusion that the same people did all of it, and even then within only a couple of centuries. Well, if the technological and erosional evidence in the stonework itself isn't enough for you, let me offer up one more bit of data, something that I think makes a very strong case for exactly the scenario I described, that the Inca found an abandoned megalithic city. Remember, the Inca only occupied Cusco for just over 300 years, from around 1200 AD till the mid-1500s. In that time, there were 13 generations of High Inca, head of the civilization, the Grand High Puba, the royal bloodline, a crown that was passed down from father to son. Each new leader established their own court of priests and advisors, called a panaka, and importantly, they also built their own palaces, for the son could not live in the house of the father. This custom started with Manco Capac, the first High Inca, who, in around the year 1200, made his palace on the hill below Sacsayhuaman.
So Sacsayhuaman is again up there, yeah?
Yeah, Sacsayhuaman's up there.
San Cristobal.
That's San Cristobal, that's like Manco Capac's palace.
Manco Capac Palace was located there.
Manco Capac ordered that a destroyed megalithic courtyard be rebuilt into his palace, and today this area is known as the Plaza and Church of San Cristobal. And it's exactly that, a rebuilt megalithic courtyard.
So this is the original, probably construction Inca that Manco Capac had done. He was the first of the High Inca, so it's about 1,000 years old. But what you'll notice is the lintels, or the tops of each one of those niches, is linear. And it's actually a different material. And it's basalt, so we can say automatically that the Inca found an abandoned site here that was megalithic in nature, and it was made out of basalt. And the basalt is from a quarry 50 kilometers that way, whereas all the andesite, which is the Inca construction, is local stone.
This tradition continued down through his sons and successive generations, each High Inca rebuilding a megalithic courtyard in Cusco to serve as his palace and seat of government. A funny thing happened though once they got to the 8th High Inca. No more megalithic courtyards were available in Cusco, so the 8th and subsequent High Inca's palaces were all made from small local cobblestones, in the Ucunpacha style with mud mortar, nothing precise about it. Let's consider this for a second. How does this make any sense if you insist that the Inca were responsible for all of the stonework that you can find in Cusco and the Sacred Valley? As I said earlier, this indeed is the perspective of Orthodox history. They just call the really nice stuff Imperial Inca and leave it at that. So what happened to the 8th, 9th, 10th, all the way down through the 13th High Inca? Were they just not considered imperial enough to warrant the really good stonework? Or did this civilization, which lasted only some 300 years, somehow completely lose their advanced stoneworking capability in the gap between one generation and the next? Logically, this is just complete nonsense. The only way these sets of facts and observations make sense is if the Inca indeed did discover an abandoned and destroyed city of the gods. They made it their capital and they rebuilt it over time, adding to it in the ways that they could. I think that anyone with an open mind and the tiniest appreciation for the technological, engineering, and logistical differences that are evident in the different stonework styles will further realize that they're looking at very different periods of construction from cultures with vastly different capabilities. Alright, enough context. Let's get into this walk and talk. I'll hop back in here and there to further explain what we're looking at, as I guarantee some of this stuff will blow your mind. Before we start though, a quick reminder that I don't do sponsorships or ad reads on this channel, despite getting offers for them constantly. It seems like I do much prefer to focus on the value for value model. So if you do see some value in the work that I'm doing at UnchartedX and you'd like to return some of that value to me, be it time, talent, or treasure, there's lots of ways you can do that. They're all over on my website at unchartedx.com. And also, just a quick reminder, I want to let people know I do have a new merch store up. I've got a lot of new designs. I'm wearing one of the t-shirts right now. I had a lot of fun making these. I'm adding more to it. Please do check them out if you're interested. It is a great way to support the channel. You get some cool threads out of it, and you're helping me out a little bit with it, and I appreciate everybody who's taken an interest in that so far. I hope you enjoy this walk and talk.
I'm ready.
All right.
Let's do this.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to Cusco, Peru. Okay.
Here we are. Yeah, again.
So, this is the beautiful Plaza de Armas.
Yeah.
So most of this architecture, church, and the most important cathedral you can see in front.
Yeah.
So it was built in 15th and 16th centuries. Yeah.
Yeah.
Roughly took like 300 or 400 years to finish.
Yeah.
To build that place. You can see that beautiful architecture, but also these cathedrals suffer a little bit destruction by the earthquake in the 16th centuries. Yeah. So it's a new part, the top part, yeah? So it has 3 rooms. So the first and the oldest part of this church is in the corner, a little bit left, yeah? Yeah. So it's called La Familia, yeah? Mm-hmm. And then the next building will be the center part. So today is not open. Has another access, not the center part. Mm-hmm. And then this plaza, this space, was originally called Huacaipata. Yeah? Huacaipata. In 1533-34, so Manco Inca, who was the last Inca descendants, yeah, also already becoming rebel. He will also learn how to use guns, how to ride horses. He will fight against the Spanish here. So almost they win. But I think these rebels were less people, less quantity of people. So that's why after this first, let's say, fight here, they run away into the sacred valley of the Incas, where the next part of the history will be in Ollantaytambo, very historical place. So where the last Incas or rebels, they gonna stack Spanish army for at least 15 years there. Because the geography, you know, there were more rebels over there waiting for Spanish, so they're gonna basically block it, all the access to get Machu Picchu. That's why Machu Picchu is very important today, because has no evidence about Spanish destruction there.
Yeah, they never found it. Right? What are you talking about? The nubs? Found some nubs.
Nubs, but then also these
Look,
joints.
it just drops down like like 1/8 of an inch right there at the.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, look at
You'll
this
see a
figure.
lot of that at
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And here,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it
No, that's
requires
perfect,
this
yeah.
like it requires this pointed aspect to this block.
There's a
'Cause
ridge
this
that
block
has to
is
run
actually
this way.
sitting down farther than this one.
Yeah.
That one create another angle.
Yes,
No angle.
exactly.
It's not that perfect.
Yeah.
So this one is a little step.
But so because of that, and it happens here too, this block has to have 1, 2, 3 surfaces on this one joint. It's amazing.
Future editing Ben here. This next section is looking at some of the little details on the smaller walls, the tiny and precise angle changes in the joins, and we make some observations about the surface condition of the blocks. It's actually quite interesting. There are definitely pounding marks on the surfaces of these stones, but in many spots there seems to be evidence that this wasn't the original surface. They might well have been cut in the first place, and then that surface was removed and deliberately roughened by pounding, maybe so something could be adhered to them, perhaps plaster. Also, note the rebuilt and cobblestone sections, clearly showing the technological differences between the styles.
You get more of a rebuilt section here, where they've just taken stones and jammed it in.
Yep. Attempts to repair.
Yeah, but look at these fine joins here on these
Yeah,
bottom, the
the
bottom
bottom
levels.
one.
Still there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they had plastered it for a while, and then did they come and try to clean the plaster off?
Yes,
Yeah.
on occasions. But
Yeah.
this is the
Colonial.
recyclation part.
Right.
You see, that's why it's destroyed.
Okay.
Destroyed.
Yeah.
Until some point.
Right.
The rest is original. And then they use plaster, of course, because that stones were one time inside probably. And then they took it out and rebuilt, tried to rebuild. But here, no, this is original.
Yeah, this is original for sure.
You have the same damn thing.
But look at this.
I know. It's the same damn thing here too, like little tiny ridges.
Yeah, but this one doesn't even change levels. But
It's
there's
just a ridge
still
in the corner.
a point right there.
Yeah, and here too.
Yeah. Like this is telling us something about how it was done.
Yeah, I think so too. Well, so this is like them rebuilding the doorway. This is them trying to build the doorway because this didn't have a gap before. So they they would have taken a bigger stone from somewhere like Saxay to use as
Yeah.
a lintel, and then you have the damage, and yeah, you get the building goes on the inside.
size similar because that was very important areas here for the royalty people from that time. Same face.
This guy's practicing rear naked chokes.
Look at the patio, there is still many stones. Yeah? We'll give you a great idea how much destruction was happening here.
Just using megalithic stones as potted plants. Yeah.
And here,
You can even see the little wedge and feather.
This is of course rebuilt part, but they
Yeah,
use
yeah.
Inca stones, these megalithic stones.
And this is the andesite.
Look how polished.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
this is not hammered. This is
Yeah, that's cut. I mean, it's cut and
this
finished.
is cut.
And you can actually see the quarried attempts here. Look at this
Yeah.
little wedge.
Feather and wedge.
Little feather, wedge and feather or wedge and chisel approach.
That one could be a system to break the stone.
That is, that's what it is. Yeah, it's
But
quarrying.
also, every
That's recycling.
every surface of this block is complex.
This,
It's not flat. It's curved. It's got subtle curves to it.
well, that's the thing with a lot of these joints. They're
This is not
subtly
striped,
curved.
it's
Yeah.
Exactly.
tall.
Yeah. It's awesome, dude. Yeah, this is like the straight line. This is like the outside wall of the Coricancha. This is like similar.
That line, look, it's not straight like many of them. This goes a little bit.
True. Yeah, look at that. See that? The line's like curved, like just not straight up and down.
Oh,
It
yeah,
actually
yeah.
has a curve to it, and it's off angle.
Yeah. Yeah, these two. It's like it goes this way.
Yeah, these are trapezoids.
Yeah.
Like this is a trapezoidal,
Yeah.
sort of. I mean, it's still curved. It's not straight. They're still not straight edged.
Some of them has trapezoidal.
Yeah.
Straight trapezoidal.
Yeah. Crazy, man. Because this is Coricancha, yeah. Like down there.
That is the next block
On the left side.
a little left. So this is a real Inca trail,
Yeah.
real important trail that used to connect with the Huacaipata Plaza.
It's amazing.
There is, look, another type.
Damage or something.
No,
Where it
it's,
gets melted.
probably it's melted.
That does look
Vitrification, you know,
vitrification.
Yeah.
Yeah, this does look.
when the sun
Look at this.
hits, you can see that brightening.
This is fucking mad. Like
Yeah, that it's flat, right?
this is the
The
inside
mating
edge,
face is all the way down.
and it's
not
super
just
flat.
this
Yes,
corner.
it's right. It's the whole way down.
Yeah, you can see it here too. Look at that.
This whole series is
Yeah,
wild to me.
yeah. Yeah, this. Yep. This is almost like a flint surface.
Yeah, I don't know what to make. It's like, you know what it reminds me of is let me grab my phone here because I gotta film this. This is really interesting because it reminds me of
Look at this. You see the layers? It is layered. Like, look at this.
yeah, it is layered.
So these may actually be like fossil inclusions, or some kind of crystalline inclusion right there. There's this, and here. So if that's
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
This-
It's
yeah.
Is it on top? I can't
I don't know,
tell.
it feels like it.
Because I'm wondering, because you know what this reminds me of is the stuff at like the Hotep bowls at, at Abu Ghraib, because it's like this is the cut surface and then they roughen it up for the finished surface.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's everywhere though. This definitely
You
feels
mean
like
like
it's
they roughened this up specifically because they were gonna coat it with something?
maybe, yeah. If this had something stuck
But
to
they-
it,
this
like
is
a gold
smooth.
foil or something.
Yeah.
See, and this is. This, I mean, it is concave though. This is not
Yeah.
cut. This is concave, but it's smooth. So if it's in Egypt, you have some surfaces like this, but they're cut. So they cut the surface and then they roughen it up to either stick something to it, like with gold foil, or in some cases they roughen it up. They roughen it up for the mating surfaces, so you have more friction.
Yeah.
And I don't know. This could be vitrification and melting. I mean, it does look like that a little bit. And this here, like, you know, it's like, and you see that in Peru more than anywhere else. There's more evidence of melting and vitrification here than anywhere else.
Sacsayhuama has a lot of
Kenko, man. Kenko's tons of it. Yeah. Like this here, look at this. Like,
But see, this looks like it was shaved
this
off.
looks like it was cut, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at it down this angle, it's like it's a higher surface than,
Yeah.
like this is actually a higher surface than this.
Yeah.
So this could be a later result. Like they might have been trying to stick something to this. Like it could have all been pretty smooth, and then it was hammered later. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure this is melted so much as
Yeah.
leftover original features.
I just want to expand a little bit on what I was saying about that surface finish on these blocks. The fact that it looks like the surface has been cut or finished, or something's happened to it and then it's been hammered off. And there's a similarity here to something that I mentioned that we can find in Egypt, and it is these incredible machined alabaster or crystal bowls, these things you can find at Abu Gharaib in Lower Egypt. They're quite amazing, and on the sides of these bowls you can find the same type of like machined or cut surface. It's very obvious. In fact, on these bowls there are actual saw cuts that you can see. And what's happened here is that's actually like the higher layer of surface. You can see that from this footage. So the cut surface is the higher part, and then that surface has been removed by what seems to be pounding. This leaves that same speckled kind of pounding marks that you can see, same as the blocks you can find on a lot of the walls here in Cusco. And what they've done is these blocks have been cut. They've removed that cut surface and created this roughened surface for presumably one reason or the other. That was done so that these bowls, the mating surfaces, could create surface tension, I'm assuming, when they were put together somewhere, so that would lock in. Another reason might be that you can create a stippled surface so that you can adhere plaster to it, maybe gold foil or something to it. You see a similar thing on some of the statues in Egypt as well. You have the machined or very smooth, polished surfaces, and then on the parts of, say, the nemes or the headdress, they would stipple the surface where they would attach gold foil to it. It's just an interesting correlation between the two types of stonework.
Yeah, it's a lot of this same thing, right?
Yeah.
Zoom in on it. Look at that.
And then this.
And then this is that same surface. Definitely been knocked down here.
Yeah. They had to actually get rid of this surface by pockmarking it. It's crazy.
They got rid of that surface, yeah.
So is this like the original split? And then they're like,
And here it is again. Yeah.
this is not a try.
I think the answers to your questions are here.
And this again, like this looks like it's a chip almost.
Yes.
It's come off. Like it's
All
been
of
carved
this-
off.
especially these tiny details are clues. Clues.
I love it.
I feel like Kyle will be taking even more time,
Yeah.
and we're just cruising. That this isn't straight, and then you got this as well, same thing.
Yep.
Like, fuck. Yeah, this is like a chip's come out.
That's it. Yeah.
It's like a surface has come off it or something. So weird. Like
That's what I'm saying. I think
fractures straight or
when
something.
this kind of stone is broken naturally, it leaves this like glassy, like a flint break does.
So it's possible these
So
were
then they
originally
they might split and it leaves,
and
then
they've
pocked it
they've
to try
pocked
to
possibly.
make it not so smooth.
Maybe.
It's one guess. Yeah.
It's freaking cool. Oh yeah, where they make it like, see this? Fake joints.
Yeah.
It's like they did a repair.
Yeah.
Someone busted the corner off it.
Yep.
I don't know. That's interesting. It's like literally, that's like modern use for the drainage.
Bring water inside.
Yeah, instead of bringing water outside, it's modern. Your knees kind of what?
Coricancha temple is that church, you can see it.
Yeah, that's the
tower.
Coricancha. And all of these gardens.
This new space was found a few years ago. So the floor was a little bit up, yeah? So they're gonna take a lot of soil, and finally they found these nice foundations. Look,
Yeah.
all over.
And there's some big ass slabs in there too. Some big old slabs in there.
Rojo makes a great point here about a whole courtyard behind the Coricancha that was found only in recent years because the ground level was at a higher point, and then they excavated down. They actually found a whole courtyard of megalithic stonework, and as you can see, I'm pointing out some very large blocks that were in there. I always like to share this with people that aren't familiar with Cusco or are there for the first time, but there's been periods in its history where they've dug up the main streets, and this is around the Plaza de Armas in the megalithic core of the city. And as you can see from these photos, when they actually dig up the modern street level, that stonework just keeps on going down. You can see steps going down, you can see small block construction, you see some very large blocks here. Evidently, it's been dug up in the past because you can see all of the infrastructure lines, the water and sewer lines and power lines are all running under the street. They've actually cut into some of these megalithic blocks to do it. These photos are amazing. But it's a good indication to remember that, you know, there's a lot more to Cusco than just what's on the surface level, and certainly that's been shown to be true this year more than really any other year recently with the Chincana project. I just want to give a big shout out to Weird Old World on Twitter, who's been doing a great job documenting this project where they are now essentially digging up and excavating the Chincanas, the labyrinths, the maze of tunnels and passages that run beneath Cusco. There's for long been known and rumored and talked about, even since the Spanish were in this city when they'd conquered it. There's been stories of tunnels that led from the Coricancha and beneath Cusco all the way up to the top of the hill at Sacsayhuaman. In fact, they used to tell a story when the Inca would have parades there. The High Inca would start at the Coricancha and then the parade would move up to Sacsayhuaman, but the High Inca would dip into the tunnels and he'd beat everyone up there. So it's like, oh wow, this guy's a god. You know, he can kind of teleport himself up there. But he was using these tunnels, and they're starting to excavate some of these tunnels. It's really super interesting. In fact, one of the locations that they're digging up is out on the sort of way at the back end of Sacsayhuaman, next to this gigantic stone, this huge big piece of Hanan Pacha architecture that's all carved, looks like upside down staircases. I mean, this is like thousands and thousands of tons. I don't think it was really ever moved, or I'm not sure what it is, but it does kind of look like it's been tipped over. There's an upside down staircase. I've been there in the past many years ago, a few times actually, and right there's always been talked about that beneath this giant stone there is a passage, and in fact they are digging in there right now, as you can see with this footage. I'm really excited to see what they learn with this Chincana project. I think it's excellent that they're finally getting into it. I know these passages and tunnels were first confirmed with ground penetrating radar to, I guess, confirm these ancient stories and legends that they were always there. And now they're actually digging it up, and I want to applaud that whole team because it looks like it's being documented, it's being shared with the world, which is exactly what I think should be happening with these types of archaeological projects.
Yeah, well, and these are local cobblestones, yeah? So these don't come from a quarry. This is the difference between the megalithic. I gotta change my camera around. You can film me for a second, will you?
Surely.
So this is the difference with the megalithic, which is this is rebuilt from megalithic stone, but this is like the Inca would use the local cobblestones with a little bit of mud mortar. It's still good. Yeah. But the megalithic builders would go to great lengths to get a certain type of stone from a quarry, usually a long way away.
Yeah,
this is local cobblestone.
This is surface rock.
This is surface cobblestone.
Yeah.
Still good work, but not the same. It's just not the same.
This is also like flint. You see it. This is chert.
Chert. Yeah, hard limestone and a little bit of mortar in it. Yeah. It's chert. Versus andesite and granite.
Yeah.
Wait till we get to the big stuff.
So this is, you're right. This is good work, but it's not.
Yeah, and often you see it next to it, and then on top of it, and then I think here what they were doing was rebuilding with stones that they couldn't rebuild with. So it's like they're rebuilding with megalithic stones.
Yes, they're picking them
up. So with the Inca I think the Inca were rebuilding megalithic stuff where they could, and then if they couldn't find a place for those stones, they would reuse them and use them in their rebuilding, but it was never quite to the same level as the megalithic builders.
Yeah.
Epic. Thank you, sir.
I want to point out one more little detail here before we get to the stuff that I'm sure everyone is waiting to see, which is the really big megalithic work on the Inca Roca walls and the 12-angle stone in Cusco. And that has to do with something that I've heard a lot of people talk about that seems to go against the layering that I spoke about with, Ikun Pacha and Urun Pacha being in this specific layer. There are several examples of things like this that you can see right here, where it seems like these rough cobblestone Inca style foundations go beneath what look like these, Urun Pacha megalithic walls. And people would say, well, isn't this evidence that the Inca just built all of this? They just decided to make the nice stuff on top. However, that's really not the case, and in examples like this, we actually found the evidence that this wall had been rebuilt. And I thought this was a really good example of the subtle details that can give you clues about what's happened here on these walls. Check this out.
Yeah. It's weird how it goes underneath it. Do wonder if it's been rebuilt. Like if whoever built this...
The same Inca.
Yeah, the Inca rebuilding here, I think that's what we're
Why
looking
the
at.
foundation is smaller? Like
Yeah.
one and this one.
Actually, I think that's a good example. It could be rebuilt. They could have just strapped this deck together. Same thing here. Yeah, I mean, this is OG stuff.
Then this also is.
Yeah, the spalling coming off there again. Same sort of thing. Look at this. Cabra cancha? Cale cabra cancha? Yeah.
Means gold street.
Gold Street.
Well, maybe the stone is split, but I think this is like something jammed. Look, it's here too. It's something that's been jammed in between on the mortar.
It does look like mortar.
It could be stuff washing down
I think
through
this
plaster.
looks like mortar.
It could be mortar there. You're right.
So this is rebuilt
Yeah.
and this water here.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. This is like
clear.
this looks like mortar.
Yeah.
This is interesting that this could have been rebuilt by the Inca because you have a very thin line of plaster in here, it looks like to me. Also here. And up there. That's plaster.
As you can see, there's mortar in between these stones, which is not something that you find on any of the original megalithic work. It's all completely mortarless. So this wall has been reassembled. Most likely, I think, by the Inca, could have been by the Spanish. It's unlikely that they would take the time or care to put together the the original megalithic walls. I think this is much more likely to be an Inca repair and a rearrangement. I think I called it plaster, but it looks like mortar. It's not really plaster. But it's these sort of subtle details that can give us clues about the history of construction and rebuilding and renovation that happens in all of these places. It's always really important to keep that in mind on any ancient site. They've almost always all been subject to just many, many centuries, if not millennia, of quarrying, rebuilding, renovation, and reuse on everything. It is an interesting topic, though, in terms of the foundation layers that are beneath the megalithic walls. As you'll see coming up at the Inca Roca wall, at the Inca Roca Palace, you can see that there is a foundation layer of stones underneath some of these blocks, and they're not as big as the rest of the wall. However, it is all still really well made and fit together. It's evident that whoever built this, the original builders of these walls, that was the level that was originally below the street level. In fact, Rojo makes a comment about that because the street level over time has changed and exposed some of those foundations. And funnily enough, we're seeing pretty much the same thing with the digs that are currently happening at Sacsayhuaman. Again, Weird Old World's been doing a great job exposing this on Twitter. Graham Hancock's visited these digs recently at Sacsay. They're actually digging down on those walls, trying to find where their foundations are. And even on those giant walls, we see kind of a similar thing. What's evidently and always intended to be the foundation that was below the level of the ground. The original builders didn't seem to care that much about maintaining the same level of, I guess, surfaces and flatness, but there is a set of stones that are put in the foundation layer that aren't quite the same as the ones above. However, they still, I think, fit the characteristics of megalithic builders. You can see some of that footage in these clips here.
But between this wall, there is some carved stones between that. That means that the Inca also rebuilt
Yes.
at that time.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, these. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Look at this. This is the same granite from the Inca Roca wall, and this is pieces of it. And this one there, there's literally pottery embedded in it. There's another little piece there, like the greenstone.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, that's what we're talking about.
Now we're talking about. This is what I'm talking about.
Whoa!
Yes. This is the wall I wanted to see.
So there is a little layers coming
Yeah. So this is vitrified too. Wow. I mean,
out. A little bit damaged because many
earthquakes, but you see that.
But
This is what's.
look how perfect they used to fit.
Yeah, they fit together. And you get here, and these are fat stones too, they go in a long way, and we'll see, look at the curvature on this. See if you can see that, like, Russ, you get a shot of this. Look at the join here. Between these two stones, right? I mean,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, it's not, and that makes it so much harder, like,
What that?
yeah. It's crazy, it's,
And still in these big stones you can see the protuberance. Huh?
yeah, it has the nubs,
Some
and they're
of
not
them
centered.
They have, some of them not.
Yeah, anyone, you need to film me saying, Kyle, this is not a lifting boss, all right, Kyle? Just so you know. Definitely not a lifting boss.
This is
This
incredible.
will flip
dude.
it over, bro, and it's like it's flatter on this side. It's not. You can't really. It's not going to hang a rope on the. If you flip this over, this ain't lifting it.
Look how irregular are the lines.
The joints, yeah, irregular.
The joints. That's a good one right there, Rohab. Right here. This.
And this
Look at that.
Yeah, yeah. Amazing. It's
Look how big that stone is. Holy cow.
yeah. This. I mean, we'll wait to. Is the 12 angle stone around there, or is that up there? Okay, at the back. Okay. Perfect. Yeah, this because this wall is what is interesting. Like this wall, I wanted to get back to this wall particularly because up here is where the stones are broken and you can see the real gaps between them. Like fucking amazing, right? Yeah. And somebody's cooking something that smells good at the moment.
That smells like
guinea pig.
guinea pig.
Is that what that is? That smells really good.
Bacon,
So it does smell like pork. Yeah.
pork.
Oh shit, dude. He's got about 3 stones down. He's just like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is this?
This one is really, really crazy. Look at
How
that.
amazing.
Yeah, dude. I'm
How did you
fascinated by
not
this.
break? How do you not break that right there? But
This? Yeah, I mean, in
little
this fine corner in here,
Yeah.
like, I love this stuff. It's just like the perfection of the curvature. Like here, look at this.
But you see,
Like,
like,
look, it literally goes up and over, and the join here, like
Wow.
up and over.
okay.
they actually are in layers, though. This
Yeah,
is
it's courses.
yeah, this is a course, and it's the one with all the nubs.
The nub course. Yeah.
All the nubs
Okay.
goes to here, comes down,
It is kind of like a course.
This is
yeah,
a
there are
course.
layers
all
here.
the way. Look at this, still nubs.
Okay.
About what technology they use to cut.
Oh, scoop marks. Yeah, actually, it's this is exactly
That's
like
amazing.
That is amazing. Look,
Some of these
I'm getting distracted by the
This is
wonderful
perfect.
smells.
Yeah. Matt,
Yes,
Matt.
I'm coming. I was.
did you see
getting
the
this.
scoop marks here?
One moment.
Did you see the scoop marks here? Yeah.
Yeah, there are
trying to get-
scoops
Scoops. Look at these. These here.
Okay, here we go.
right here.
Right
Oh,
here,
yeah.
bro. Look at this. Here, right here. Come and stand here and look at these 4 here. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
yeah,
Scoops
yeah.
there?
You need to put your hands in this one.
Okay,
this-
yeah. All right. Yeah,
And
these
then
are
we'll
scoop
go-
marks.
Yeah.
This is
Give us some
scoop
relate.
marks
There
here.
you go.
Like literally
There.
like the quarry in
Yeah.
this one. This is,
Wow.
these are scoops here, and you see it on, this is crazy.
Yeah.
What do you think this is?
Have you been to Egypt? We have to show you Aswan
Cutting.
Quarry. This is very clear.
The stone we will see in the quarry also
Has really? Oh my god!
I
can't wait to get
they
to the
were
quarry,
able to
yeah.
just cut.
This
like
is
a
super.
piece of cheese.
Yes, exactly.
Like an ice cream
What
scoop.
technology
Exactly.
there is.
Yes.
We don't know. I mean, I'll have to show you some stuff from the quarry. And so you have Menkaura's pyramid. It's at the quarry. We see scoop marks on the big blocks in Luxor. Check out look up here. Look at these here. Like these 4 up here.
Oh yeah, they're very distinct.
Like these are big sort of scoops.
Yeah.
Very, very distinct here as well. And I never really noticed the scoops so much on this before. This is
Because
super clear.
sometimes the light
The light
is a
doesn't,
little
yeah.
bit, difficult to see.
Yeah, that
that's-
one's really.
No, it's clear.
This is super clear, yeah.
That's
yeah.
amazing.
Like it's literally, this feels just like the
Point
quarry.
is that also in that in Ollantaytambo you can see same size. So it's
Yeah. And
type
this,
of tool that I don't know.
There you go.
it's not a handmade tool. It's like you see them in the quarry in Aswan, same size. Thanks. Yeah, you need to. Yeah, you take some too. Sorry, I don't want to steal
No,
all
it's
your.
good.
I'll give you all the footage as well.
I
but
will. I just want some photos as well.
Yeah,
This is fantastic.
I have some really good LiDAR
I'd
scans.
say
of
this
it.
is unfinished.
Unfinished.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's very Menkaura. Like they were going to cut. Like, oh, look at all this extra material that's on here.
Yeah.
That's a
and
lot
this-
of extra material.
Do you think they make the stone make like a clay so they can model
Oh, like
and
soften
put
it?
together?
Soften it. It's
And
what it
at
looks
last
like.
They will use
Yeah.
that.
It's what it looks like. So some people think.
It does look.
I don't think it's I don't think it's concrete. Like this stone came from a quarry, but whether or not they had this looks like they had the ability to like change the structure of the stone to make it soft. Because I don't know how else you explain the joints.
Yeah.
I mean, because they're so precise. Like this is
How
what
did that
boggles
spall?
my
How
mind.
did this spall off like this?
And then this, yeah.
Yeah, there's a big spalled
Like
bit of
the
damage
whole-
up there.
Surface is just removed.
Yeah, and you see this in the granite at
At
Egypt
yeah,
as well.
in Egypt.
Yeah, same shit.
It's like something in the way that they
Okay.
process the stone changes
Right.
the surface.
And this here is what impresses just the bejesus out of me, which also spooks me out a bit about the nature of how these were formed, because there's a lip, man. Like it's a lip that forms.
Here you gotta get to see the top.
Yeah, here. Can you
Hardly ever
hold
get
this?
to see the top of this.
You have to make when you want to make it go up and down. It'll follow you up and down. But yeah, it's
Oh yeah.
there's a lip that formed, and this is the inside. Because I love how this is rebuilt. You can feel the smoothness. Look at the angle change here too. Like, see this? It goes from like this angle, and then it widens and
Yeah.
goes straight again.
Yeah, look at that
So
one.
not only well, the angle changes, but the face angle changes as well.
Yeah.
It's not just the angle of the line; it's the face angle does this. It
Yes.
starts here, and then it flattens out and goes this way. Which I don't know how you make it so perfect. And through the depth of the
Yeah, this is
the join.
Okay, that's a good point because the other side on the
Has to
joint
match.
also has to go through
Perfectly
3D
match
space,
this.
not just it has to actually go in 3 different dimensions.
Yes, and
That
and,
is
and,
wild.
and the conventional thinking for this is that, well, you know, you rub them together, or you carve it a bit, and then you put it in place. You carve it a bit more. You take it off. You test it. You pick it up and put it down. But this gets blown out of the water because this is the same thing at Sacsayhuaman, and you have stones up there like 150 tons
yeah.
or 100 tons.
Yeah, you
know.
just move it.
So this is a join.
This is a join between two stones,
Yeah,
and this
then
is
it went
flat.
to here, and then there's a join.
Yeah, another join here.
Yeah.
And then, but look at this side here. This is impressive. This is the really
Yeah.
impressive one. Like this, the lip here.
Yeah.
Like how smooth this is.
Yeah.
And then there's this. This is what annoys me. Is this? How does this lip deliberately form this
Right.
corniced lip?
Yes,
like,
this lip against
and
the,
it runs the
the
whole way
upper
up
edge.
around.
Yeah. So we're basically missing this course. That's
Yes.
what, this course
Yeah.
is gone except for this block.
yeah.
That's-
Yeah, and this is all repair work.
Yeah, yeah.
All of them there were, but they destroyed it. So
Yes,
Right.
and then they put it back together with mud brick. But
because all of them they have the originality here.
Yeah.
This part really needs to be scanned.
I have it. I've scanned it.
You've scanned this?
Yeah, I mean, you scan it again if you want, but
Yeah.
I have a good scan of all of this.
Isn't this stuff awesome? I love these walls in Cusco. And as I said, yes, I do have scans of these sections of the Inca Roca wall, particularly the broken section of the Inca Roca wall, as well as the corner of this wall that goes around the corner and then up to where towards the 12 angle stone is. If you're interested in these scans, it is something that I make available to my patrons and supporters. You sign up over on Patreon for a couple bucks a month or whatever, you can get the password, get access to these scans if you want to use them for any purpose. I have tons of these things from all around the world, including in Egypt, so check that out if you're interested in those. Also, just in the process of editing this and watching this footage back from that, I just got to say, carnivore diet for the win. I've actually lost quite a bit of weight since filming this back in January, so hopefully I can stick to it. It's something I've needed to do for a while now, but yeah, I hope you're enjoying this footage of the Inca Roca wall.
This is amazing.
It is. This is the part I wanted to see because it's so... The importance of like unfinished or broken work where you can see joining faces that you normally don't get to see is so beneficial.
And the fact that it goes all the way through.
Yeah, and you see the depth, right? This is the whole point I
Yes.
want to make about this. It's the depth of the join is consistent. Like it's all the full depth of it. And these aren't shallow stones, they're giant. So
Yeah, this is amazing.
Okay, look at this wonderful scene. If you could point out.
This here?
That's.
What, are you scanning?
No, go ahead.
Okay, so yeah, it's the lip that's formed, and you have, this is the join between two stones, but then this consistent course that wraps, and this was one big stone here that wrapped all the way around and probably up to here. So you had one big stone that fit in here somewhere in this course, and it's just, I mean, I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you, intuition suggests that it was somehow soft, right? Intuition tells you, like, this had to have been soft, but we have no technology that can explain it. Our only method of, and this doesn't look hammered to me. Like some of the surface looks hammered, but the inside joints don't look hammered.
It looks
cloth, and then they put the plate down, and then it's hardened. Then the cloth.
That piece of stone was huge.
Yeah, this was a big block.
Another nail.
This just pumps me up. I don't know why. I love being here, dude. Yeah.
It's genuinely beautiful.
And we'll come back. Like you can look at my scan tonight and see if it's sufficient, because I'll give it to you and everything. But it's, I think I got a good scan of all of this. And then yeah, the lifting bosses, like the nubs, lifting bosses. But they're definitely like something underneath here. So honestly, one of the explanations I've heard for this, and people are going to like to hear it because it's the geopolymer theory, is like some of these nubs you could have, if this stone was soft, it's like this is the point where you would lever against it with wood, and then you also have some of the scoop marks could be from compression trying to hold it in place while it hardens. But I just don't like the idea. I don't think that's what was going on. I think they had a method of shaping this stone that was just easy, whatever it was.
Here's another one.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
so there was a clean join here.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's a depth. There's a face angle
Yeah,
change here
exactly.
as well.
Like,
yeah.
and this is a complex surface, like you were saying over there.
Yeah, it's not
So this stone would have had to have this.
would have narrowed in.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then along
And
here,
then flattened out.
it ends here somewhere.
So it would have been a stone here, and
Yeah.
then another big one there.
Another big one here that goes up and then steps over,
Yep.
probably.
Yep.
God,
I know, right? Well, and this also bugs me too.
how did they do this?
Well, this bugs me too. Is what's underneath it? Like, explain this to me. Like,
Yeah.
this, what's the layer underneath? Like, is this rebuilt? Is this put back together? Has somebody rebuilt this wall? Or like this?
The street was here.
The
If
street
you
was
look,
here.
The beginning part of the street is going like a little up.
Oh, okay.
So the street has to go.
So the
probably
original
like
street
that.
level was here. Look at that doggy.
Probably. It's
Probably.
an idea because
Yeah.
if you look, the first part of the street is coming like
Yeah.
going up. Not sure.
Yes. Some people. And the dog will piss on it. Yeah. Yeah, you got some great scoop marks over here too. You want to take some pictures? Go ahead.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
It's a big one.
More, I tell you, more. Yeah, you can imagine this whole structure, and who really knows how tall it was too. Like, it could have been bigger, yeah.
Yeah, look at this. Is a.
I mean, that's a
I
scoop
mean, this
mark,
is
right?
a serious. So you can see, like, with this, they're removing like this much material, right?
Scooping it off.
Yeah, and they're just
That's why,
scraping it
but-
off.
Some stones looks finished.
Yeah, more
Yeah,
finished.
yeah, more finished than others.
But this one not.
Not finished.
But you see how the other walls we were walking by, they're much more flat.
Yeah.
Like they may have intended to do that to this one, they just didn't have time. The depth of the joins,
Yeah.
is it the same depth across? That would
Yeah,
that would help you find out if they were intending to like
Yeah, I'd love to actually see a full stone.
yeah.
Well, you can see some of the smaller full stones, but not the big ones. I'd love to see one of these big ones extracted and
Yeah.
take and like see how big. I bet you could find old pictures where it maybe was.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the angle chat. Look at this thing, like
Yeah.
the pointy part of this, like, whoop.
Yeah.
Like what's the point of that? Like, and then this as well, like the little corner dug
Yeah.
in. Just
This right here is
yeah. I mean, this is close to a 12 angle stone. It's
Yeah.
a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 angle stone.
yeah.
The 12 angle stone's around the corner. And then you get some big ones on the corner joins, right? Giants. Like, and it's granite. I mean, this is
Yeah.
all green granite. Like, yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's the nubs, the little nub.
Yeah.
Like, of this giant bloody block. Like, I don't know what the fuck is this.
Yeah.
And just look at the nub on that thing.
Amazing.
Yeah, I've scanned this whole corner. Like,
Yeah.
Imagine
And these
that this is a foundation of also same type of pyramids.
yes.
Probably one theory said that this one were huge pyramids.
this could be, I mean,
Yeah.
it's a big steep
Only
pyramid,
we
that's for
see
damn
less
sure.
than 10% of the
Yeah, this could have been giant,
Yes.
yeah.
suffered so much destruction.
Well, I think it was destroyed when the Inca found it. So.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, this is obviously there's a deeper
Yeah,
layer
there's
of
something
foundation
going
underneath.
below here, yeah.
But not down that end. I mean, down that end, there's like, it was higher. So something going on here. And then some pretty savage nubbery.
Yep.
Yeah. Smells like artistic Göbekli Tepe.
1, 2, 3 levels.
Yeah, the 3 steps, 3 levels. Is this the 12 angle stone? I think it is. Right? No, it's on the other side. Yeah, but this is similar.
Similar. Many stones has
Yeah.
probably either more angles than these two.
Yeah. Puffy. Yeah, I mean this is like so puffy relative to the rest of it. Well, here's your little stone too, right?
Well, yeah, this like a repair here.
Yeah.
But look how this corner is actually it's got this and it is going also in this direction. Look how it's actually you see that side is actually going in this way?
Yeah, yeah.
So this is a really complicated join.
Yeah, it's diving in on
Diving in
this way.
and going like this.
It's flaring.
Yes.
flaring, yeah.
That's
very
wild.
complicated.
Yeah.
And then you have the little pillowy like
Yes.
ups and downs on the bottom. Like that's
Yeah.
insane.
And here.
Either
Yeah,
this
yeah.
corner were very
Yes.
Yeah.
Flares.
just to give some.
It's so stupid. I mean, it's literally the hardest way you can build a wall. Like
Yeah,
that-
and then you
this
see
is the
this is
hardest
like-
way to do it.
Maybe.
There's
dude.
there's just no like not even an attempt at replication. It's
Yeah,
just
this
like
is-
okay.
Yeah, this was just I mean, this is colonial Spanish, right?
This is colonial.
Yeah, colonial.
To do this as complicated as possible, or do you think that
This-
it just was not complicated then?
Oh, I think it was easy for them.
Yeah.
yeah. But they've chosen like
It
literally
looks
the hardest way.
complicated because of how we think of making stone walls.
Yes, in
Like,
our context.
this
it's
stuff
complicated.
must be a result of this of the
process.
the procedures they used.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because the result's right here. Like
Yeah.
this is the result,
Right.
and it can't have been that difficult for them because you just wouldn't do it that way.
Right.
Yeah.
There's just no reason. You know, it like to make them like different shapes. You could say yes, right? There's a reason for that.
Right.
For like to make it like earthquake proof and everything. But all these little details, there's no reason for that. So it must be a result of the process.
Yeah.
And it's also beautiful.
Yeah.
But most people will walk past this wall and never notice all this little shit we're looking at.
Yeah, little tiny details.
Yeah.
Maybe the king wanted
These little tiny details, you're like,
complex
why
Like
is
this,
it?
like this. You know,
Yeah.
like,
Yes.
like, yes, and this is where you
Well,
can play
that's what they
dress
tell
up.
us in Egypt. They're like, well, because the king, he say, I want this perfect, and you're like, come on, dude.
Yeah, but this isn't perfect.
No command can make it. You know,
Perfect.
perfect.
Yeah.
This is like a Picasso. One of a kind.
It's a painting. It's a painting.
It's a painting in stone. Yeah. It's like, what the fuck's going on there?
But look at that.
Yeah.
I mean, this almost looks like a plaster, dude. Look at this. Look,
Yeah, I
if you
know.
get close to this, you can see it's separating from the inner surface.
It is, huh? Yeah. This
And
here
this
too,
one,
it's
yeah,
all
this one
cracked
is
here.
spalling like crazy.
It is spalling off.
This
isn't
one,
it?
this whole part right here is falling off, and it's a similar thickness across.
God damn it.
This is very, like we see this in Egypt.
This is similar to Egypt. You see the same spalling, the same
Yeah.
effect on the granite. And supposedly the stuff in Egypt is way older, is what they say. I think this is similar age. It's a good chance this is similar age. Very similar,
It's
so
the
similar.
same
Stone.
same pattern, same people,
Yeah,
same architecture.
Yeah.
was
Yeah,
here
exactly.
And over there too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There
yeah.
is a history that they said that the Inca used this like Amarumuro, like
Oh, the
colonial
portal?
iglesia, like porter. But
Yeah, yeah.
they
Oh, yeah.
will not travel physically.
Yeah.
It's just the
Spiritual
mind
portal.
will go there, and another
yeah.
body will wait there.
Yeah.
They're gonna access the body. They can do the same.
Oh, okay. So they like,
This is an
yeah, of course.
history.
Yeah.
Sometimes looks very much.
Yes, it does look like
Come and look
magic.
at it. Yeah, it's the 12. It's the famous one, right? The 12 angle stone with the.
Why? Yeah, why?
Am I in the way again?
No, it's wait. You got plenty of time. It's next. They're gonna take a picture here.
This is this is separating from the.
Yeah, it's spalling out.
Yeah, it's like it's almost like this was dabbed on there.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Are you signing up to geopolymer at this point? For us?
No.
I'm in all the way.
Yeah, of course.
Are you all? You're all in. Okay.
I'm telling you, the Play-Doh, and then they had wax paper. Done. Easy peasy.
Very funny.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that candid little walk and talk through the streets of Cusco. It's always a lot of fun for me to make these videos and to record them, obviously, traveling around with my friends as we make observations just kind of on the spot and walking around looking at what we can find. I do have quite a bit more of this content. I was going to try and throw the coricancha in here as well into this video. It's like the megalithic centerpiece, if you like, in Cusco, but I figure this video is already long enough, so I will do another one in the future on the coricancha, as well as at Sacsayhuaman and Kenko and Napahuaco, Napa and Glacier, the other places that we filmed at during this trip. If you managed to watch the video through to this point, thank you very much for that. I know this was kind of a long one. Also, I want to say thank you to everyone who subscribed to the channel recently. That really helps me out. I got a bit of an uptick in those after my recent appearance on Joe Rogan's podcast. Always a fun time going on his podcast, despite all the pressure. Always sort of happy when it's over, to be honest. Although he does want to do it again, and I'm much more relaxed now, having done it a couple of times. So hopefully that'll happen in the next few months. As always, you know, a massive thank you to all of my channel supporters and patrons and everyone who supports me through that value for value model. It's greatly appreciated. It really is the reason that I'm able to keep making and producing this sort of content. If you like this sort of informal walk and talk type of footage, obviously I'll still make my produced and researched pieces, but if you like this type of thing, please do let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you down there. And otherwise, I will catch you all in the next one. Bye-bye now.